Well, what's going on, Cardinal Nation? Well, man, a disappointing loss tonight. Losing to the Seattle Mariners 3-2 in the first of three. So, a nail biting game, which has been the case for most of our games this season. Uh, and most of our losses, too, haven't lost by more than like 5 runs in any of our games, I don't think. Uh, and, yeah, so come up short. Uh, we had 8 hits, but our pitchers did a very good job. Andre Palante pitched into the sixth inning, gave up 3 runs on only 4 hits and struck out 8, and that I believe is the most strikeouts by a Cardinal pitcher this season so far. So he was very solid. Uh, he's had an up and down season, but uh, probably his best. Well, actually, not his best start. His best start probably would have had been his first start against the Mets uh, a couple weeks ago, or I guess, you know, on like April 1st, I think, where he shut them out through 5 innings. So, um, anyway, Seattle would go up 1-0 in the top of the second. RBI single by second baseman Cole Young, scoring ex-Cardinal outfielder Randy Arozarena, formerly with the Tampa Bay Rays, was Arozarena, so that would make it 1-0 Seattle. And then in the top of the fourth, Seattle go up 2-0, RBI single by uh, designated hitter Dominic Canzone, his 11th run bat in. That would make it a 2-0 game. Cardinals would get on the board to tie it up 2-2 in the bottom of the second. RBI 2-run single with runners on first and second by Mason Wynn on a 1-2 pitch. And Mason, who got off to a bit of a cold start the last week or so during that winning streak, he's really played solid. Of course, he had that huge series in his hometown of Houston last weekend. And yeah, driven in are only 2 runs. This one scoring Walker and Gorman. Walker would reach base on a fielder's choice, so his on base streak stays alive. I believe 15 games now. He had his hit streak end, but he reached base in that game as well in Miami, and he reached base in this one. So, in the top of the sixth, the Mariners would take a 3-2 lead. Solo home run by first baseman Josh Naylor. That would make it 3-2 Seattle. And then Palante would strike out Arozarena, and that would be the end of his night. Justin Brule would then come in. He's been used a lot lately. He would walk back-to-back batters, who would then get Cole Young to ground into a double play to keep it a 3-2 Mariners lead. But started George Kirby with 6 1/3 innings, giving up just those 2 runs on that base hit by Wynn. It would actually be knocked out of the game. Mason Wynn with the leadoff single in the seventh. But Kirby's been very good, as an outstanding strikeout to walk ratio. Struck out only 2, but walked just 1 on 81 pitches. This Mariners pitching staff, one of the best in the game. So, and then a third of an inning from George Soriano, and then 2 scoreless innings with 2 strikeouts from Gordon Graceffo. He's been outstanding. And the combination of O'Brien, Graceffo, and Romero have all been great. So, we had a great chance in the bottom of the eighth. Back-to-back hits with no one out by Weatherholt and Herrera. But then Burleson would strike out, and then the Mariners bring in a new pitcher, a right-hander, to face Jordan Walker, one of the best players in the league this season. But unfortunately, on an 0-2 count, he would round into an inning-ending double play. So, still down just a run, and was hoping it would remain that in the bottom of the ninth, and that's exactly what would happen. Facing one of the best closers in the game, Andres Munoz. He would get the first 2 out But then down to our final out, Nathan Church would keep it going with Ramon Urias, uh, the last hope for Cardinals trying to keep it going. Of course, on our last homestand against Cleveland, we were down to our final strike and, of course, made a comeback and eventually won the game. But unfortunately, Urias would strike out swinging to end the game. So, disappointing loss, but nice to see Palante have a strong outing. So, with 8 strikeouts, but our struggles with runners in scoring position continues. I mean, that's really been a struggle for us the past couple years. So, um, but yeah, so in the second game tomorrow afternoon, it'll be Matthew Liberatore starting for the Cardinals against right-hander and one of the best in the league last year, Brian Wu for Seattle. And so this should be a solid pitching matchup. Uh, both these pitchers, opening day starters, I believe, this season. Well, Liberatore was. I think Wu was for the Mariners. So he was a Cy Young finalist last year. So, till then, Counix for saying go Cards.